House of Glory fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Reckoning was a very good show. Second better than Brace for Impact back in January. Brian XL noticed me before the show when I was sitting down. David Adams welcomes the crowd, and he introduces the commissioner, Jason Solomon, who comes out to Foreigner's Tooth and Nail, and he introduces from the UFC or MMA world, Turbo Fumi Nakuta. All apologies if I mispronounced his name. And he signs a contract with the House of Glory, and he came out with his UFC MMA belts, and I guess maybe an upcoming show he'll make his HOG debut. But we get on with the action as we have a six-way. First, David Adams announced a six-way match in which the winner would be the number one contender to the Cruiserweight title, but apparently he botched because he said it's actually a six-way for the Cruiserweight Championship, as we saw Raheem Royal versus Darren Richardson versus Truly Blessed Casey Navarro versus Jay Armani, coming to the ring by Scotland. I forgot his last name. He's Armani's personal ring announcer. Versus one half of the tag team champions, Jay Lyon, versus the Ghetto Samurai Nolo Katano, coming to the ring by the Anunnakis. Good match. These six. Every time there's a six-way match, it's always bound to be good, no matter who they throw in there. Eventually, Casey Navarro hits a lug blower on Jay Lyon, followed by some form of sliced bread number 2, and at 9 minutes 40 seconds, Truly Blessed Casey Navarro defeated Raheem Royal, Darren Richardson, Jay Armani, Jay Lyon, and Ghetto Samurai Nolo Kitano to win the Cruiserweight Championship. This is maybe the second time he's won the belt. I don't know. But congratulations to Casey Navarro on that one. Up the next matchup, we were set to see Sweet Cheeks Joey Silver take on All Elite Wrestling's Danhausen. Before the match began, Danhausen takes the microphone and introduces Brian Quinn from the TV show Impractical Jokers. Out on the floor, Silver went under the ring and pulled out a huge Kit Kat bar, and let's just say he gave new meaning to the term "give me a break" when he tried to hit Hausen with it, but he actually hits Brian Quinn with it. Back in the ring, Danhausen wins the match by hitting Joey Silver with the go to sleep at 7 minutes 46 seconds. Danhausen defeats Sweet Cheeks Joey Silver. After the match, out comes Hillary P. Wisdom. If his name is Hilly, what's his sister's name? Johnny? And the Legacy Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Idris Jackson. I apologize if I got his name wrong. They disrupted him. Wisdom called Danhausen an Eddie Munster reject. Eventually, Danhausen and Silver clear the ring of both Idris and Wisdom. Up next was women's tag team action as Diamond Virago and the current women's champion, Ultraviolet, took on Kamar Couture and returned to in-ring action, Kiki Van Gogh. Well, these ladies really tried out there, and I don't know if it's me, but Violet and Virago have like matching outfits, seemingly. Again, these ladies really tried. Kiki Van Gogh and Kamar Couture defeat Diamond Virago and Ultraviolet when Kiki pinned Violet with the move I remember Chris Chetty using called the Amityville Horror, pinned Violet at even 11 minutes. Now, I have to say, Ultraviolet has been women's champion for quite some time, and it's due to, I guess, not defending the belt or not even having a match. Can Kiki finally get her opportunity for that belt, House of Glory? Okay. Next up, we have, a match for as we see Lance Anoa'i challenge La Sombra, Carlos Ramirez, for the Crown Jewel Championship. Pretty good match by these two guys, and a few people chanted "Twist his Twizzler" during the match, but that chant didn't catch on with the whole crowd. Carlos puts Lance Anoa'i down with a pump handle power driver, pretty much the same way he defeated pretty much the way Carlos defeated Charles Mason to win the Crown Jewel title at the Darkest Hour back in December. And that match went 12 minutes, 26 seconds. All right. Up next was tag team action as Cash Flow Inc., Ken Broadway, and Jay Bougie did battle with Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, the Rascals. Deep into the match, Broadway went to bring a chair to the ring. Referee Nick Shin tells him not to use it, but Jay Bougie hits Ref Nick. And as Broadway's about to use the chair on, I forgot it was Miguel or Wentz, Encore's music starts playing. Bougie goes out to the ramp to meet him, but Encore came out through the crowd. Broadway tried to use the chair, but the chair hits the top rope, hits Broadway in the head. Encore hits the Uranagi, a.k.a. the Rock Bottom. And I think he did something to Jay Bougie as well. I forgot. The Rascals hit a double T move on Broadway, and at 10 minutes, 37 seconds, the Rascals defeat Cash Flow Inc. Okay. Now, David Adams announced to the crowd they were going to have an intermission, but then, like, I don't know, not even 2 minutes later, he announced there will be no intermission, and they ran the show straight through. Next up, we saw one half of the tag team champions, Midas Black, accompanied ring by Jay Lyon, as he took on the root of all evil, Charles Mason. Pretty good match these two had, and Mason won with the sleeper hold of his. I think what happened was Midas's arm was about to drop a third time, but he held it up, but he eventually tapped out. And Mason attacked Jay Lyon with a chair after the match, and the match went 19 minutes, 41 seconds. The root of all evil, Charles Mason, seemingly bounced back from losing the Crown Jewel title with a win over Midas Black. Up next, we see Alex Shelley take on current TNA, newly crowned TNA X Division champion Mustafa Ali. Good matchup these guys had, and Ali eventually was caught in the Border City stretch, but Ali countered into a pinfall and pinned Alex Shelley to win the match at 11 minutes, 57 seconds, and Ali called out the Amazing Red, and I think they're facing each other when House of Glory goes to Philadelphia in April. Then it was time for the main event as Penta El Cero Miedo, or is it Miero, all apologies, challenged Mike Santana for the heavyweight championship. During the match, eventually Alex Shelley comes out to the apron, distracting Penta, but Santana ends up pinning Penta with a schoolboy at 8 minutes 32 seconds. Shelley challenges Santana for a title match in April when House of Glory is doing like a joint, I think it's a double show with Wrestling Revolution, I think. Oh, apologies, I got that name wrong. And then Penta announces to the crowd that he'll face Rey Fenix one-on-one when House of Glory presents a show on Sunday, May 5th. Personal notes, it was good seeing Ariana, Chrissy, Francisco, James Santiago, Michael John Sorrentino, Erica, Rachel. Who else did I see? Who else did I see in that crowd that I knew or that I know of? When I was right before the Santana Penta match, I had to go use the bathroom, and NYWC's own big man shit, Jorge La Bestia, noticed me. And also, after the show was over, I went outside, and another NYWC competitor, Dirk Moore, noticed me. And that was pretty shocking. And I think Rev Zach was there, too, from NYWC. Could be wrong. I'm still wonder why they started this show at 6 p.m. for some reason. I mean, they went straight through and it got done by 9. It was done by 9 p.m. Well, as mentioned, House of Glory will be in Philadelphia Friday, April the 5th. And then I think back in the New York area, on Sunday, May 5th, for La Casa de Gloria. I think that's what they're titling the show. It's on Cinco de Mayo of all days. But I don't know what time that show's. Then I don't know what time the show's going to start because the tickets aren't even on sale yet. But I mean, I hope it's not going to be like a Sunday night show. I mean, you know, I think every time wrestling federations do shows on Sundays, I wish they would start 2 or 3 p.m. instead of 4 or 5 p.m. Knowing that many have to go to school the next day, many have to work the next day, you know, and such. It was a pretty good crowd, pretty good turnout for this. I think that all that was left at the door was general admission. What else can I say about this great show? Oh, for the crowd that's always yelling, "Fuck you," to Charles Mason, not everybody wants to know you want to do the guy, because I don't think too many women were saying that. It was mostly guys saying it. Ooh. I hope someday to go to House of Glory student promotion, Legacy Pro Wrestling someday. Their crowds may not be as big, but I understand they had recently did one with a student show where Paul London competed. Hopefully, you know, they could get more of a crowd, whether or not they have a star on the show or not. A big name star that was like a former WWE star or someone who's in TNA or someone in AEW right now. You know, stuff like that, folks. Who else can I remember? Oh, because the show started at 6 o'clock, I actually ended up buying food at this event. The hot dogs were $4. Pretzels were $5. Who knows how much alcoholic beverages charge? I couldn't believe so many people had buckets of beer again. Unbelievable. Did get a picture with Ariana and Chrissy after the show was over. Damn, what else can I say about this? Kind of glad I let the crowd die out before I took my leave. Well, I mean, again, whether or not I go on May 5th, I would like to see that night Cashflow Inc., Ken Broadway, and Jay Bougie against Encore and a partner. As mentioned already, is Penta El Cero Miedo. I'm not sure how it's pronounced properly. Someone can help me out on that. He's going one-on-one against Ray Phoenix. I'm sure the newly crowned Cruiserweight champion Casey Navarro will be there. Hopefully the main event will defend their tag belts for this show since they were in different matches on this occasion. What else can I think of here? Violet defend the women's title against Kiki Van Gogh. And again, whether or not I'm there. You know, I actually got soaked when I left home. When I went walking from home to the train station en route to the show, and my hoodie and coat was still wet by the time the show ended. I'm sorry, but one fine day was selected for this show to take place. Okay. What else can I say about this event? Even though the hot dogs were only $4, they were good. Choo choo choo. Well, it was, like I said, a better show than Brace for Impact back in January. I mean, like I said, I don't know what time the May 5th show is going to start. It's on a Sunday, but I don't know what time it'll start, and we'll see if I'll be there or not, depending on how things go and stuff. But House of Glory, you did very good. Great crowd. Seemed like the crowd loved every bit and piece of it. So I will say HOG, 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 HOG.